Hey guys, happy January 11th, 2026. Welcome to New York. It's snowing again. Surprisingly enough, the past several days have been in the low to mid 40s and the snow has started to melt, but that's over now. Anyway, let's get on to the video at hand. Alright guys, so this video is basically about the Husqvarna Rancher 450 chainsaw. This is going to replace my Johnsard CS2255, which is actually been a great saw, 55.5 cc's, and I've had this for a lot of years and it's gotten to the point where I needed to replace it. Laziness is probably the key word. I have a new carburetor for the Johnsard, and I'm sure that and fuel lines and the filter is all it would have taken to get it squared away. I pulled the top off. I didn't put it back on for this video, just to check the plug in the air filter and stuff, and they're both okay. Anyway, this past weekend, I got suckered into the, what do they call it, impulse buying. And I picked up this Husqvarna. Now I had a Husqvarna 455 Rancher, 20-inch chain, and I used that for, geez, probably 5 or 6 years. And I donated it to a family member who needed a chainsaw but wasn't in the position to buy a new one. So I donated that one and I bought this Johnsard. Anyway, I've got this Husqvarna now, and I'm going to take a little bit better care of this one. So yeah, let's get to it. So this Husqvarna saw is, in appearance wise anyway, a lot different from the one that I bought years ago, in that this is how it comes packed. It used to include a case and a chain cover, a little thing of oil, and so on. But yeah, times have changed, so this is where I'm at. But we're gonna open this. Yeah, I kind of miss the old days. I'm sure you old timers do too. So here we have the owner-operator manual and their, I guess you would call it, advertisements. Comes with some oil. And now what I typically do, and I've done this for all of my chainsaws, one of these to a gallon of gasoline. Never had a problem. Truth be told, I save these, and when I buy 2-cycle oil, I fill this up, and this is what I use as my measuring cup. Yeah, one of these to a gallon of gas, good to go. Couple of caps, and a spark plug wrench, and probably a chain adjustment wrench as well. So they really make these not user-friendly to unpack. And there's the theft device. And it actually did beep when I left the store, but the guy was like, I know you paid, you're good, just go. So we've got this, which is a Torx head to get this off of the chain, or the bar. So let me find the one that fits and we'll be right back. All right, so it's a T25 Torx bit. And we'll get this off of here. And yeah, thank you to all you thieves out there who make our lives a bit more miserable with all these safety devices. A little bit of wiggle. All right, so that's that. Now we're going to take out these plugs. This plug, and we're going to open this little bag that it came with. They're probably both the same as far as thread and fit goes. They do have these little kind of T things here. So you're going to want to compress that and fit it inside each fill so that you don't lose them. And there's really not much to this because it's very much assembled. They've got little rubber O-rings to make sure you don't leak fuel or oil. And I'm going to tell you what, they sell the bar oil, but I for the price, that's ridiculous. I do not buy that. Literally, I don't buy it. So what I'm going to do is use some engine oil in here, 530, 540, whatever I've got lying around, and I'm going to put the gas mix in here. And let me just double check, but normally it's 50 to 1 or 40 to 1. And like I said, the oil that they send you is good to go for 1 gallon of gas, which actually, yeah, it does. It lasts a long time. I had a tree come down across the driveway a week or so ago. We had high winds, and I've done firewood for sale and for myself in the past. So I needed something reliable, and 20-inch chain, this is going to be the deal. All right, so I've got some cheapy old Parts Master 10W40 oil, which is what I'm going to fill the bar oil with. And I've used transmission fluid. I've actually even used engine oil. It just needs to be lubricated to a point where the friction is kind of lowered. So that's basically full. And something I didn't have on the last Rancher I had, if you can see these caps, they fold down. So that's pretty cool. Now we're going to fill it with gas and just see how easy it starts. So I've used this Traveler windshield washer fluid bottle because it's a gallon. And we're going to, well, we've already done, this is for, believe it or not, this summer for my Cub Cadet, Cub, whatever, weed trimmer. So I don't use a funnel. We're just going to fill this gas tank up carefully so we don't spill it all over the place. And then we'll put our cap back on. And that's that. It's basically ready to go. So, well, let's see if it's actually ready to go. All right, so I think we're ready to go. Now, all the way down on this button, lever control, is stop. So to make this saw run, you need to pull this out like that and then lift it up. And we should be good to go. However, the primer button is here, and I press this like it's a new saw, so it could be just that, like 22 times. All right, so like I said, pull this lever out and push it up. And I noticed that if you touch a throttle, it shuts back down. So I'm gonna guess that after you prime it with the bulb and you pull this out and lift it up, you don't want to touch a throttle while you're starting it because it's gonna close this throttle up. So, and they tell you to put this on the ground and step on it here with your foot, but we're not going to do that. So this lever here, if you have one of these, you're going to feel a little spring back. If you hold it down, that's going to shut it off. So again, it's a brand new saw. I primed it like 22 times. Pull this out, lift it up to the top, and then pull it. If you need to put your foot in here and step on it on the ground, that's fine. I've got a lot of experience with cutting wood, and I kind of don't put them on the ground to start them. But anyway, if that's what you need to do, so be it. It's not a problem. That's what they actually recommend. So yeah, it runs. It seems okay. And we're going to go out to the tree that fell. It's not a huge tree, but it was enough to block the driveway. So we're going to go start trimming some branches off of that. And yeah, we'll be right back. Not a huge tree that fell, but it definitely was enough to block the drive. And I need to trim all these branches off so I can haul this away. So not to bore you with me cutting up this down tree, yeah, this saw is going to work fine. So hopefully it's going to work fine for a long time. And we'll talk soon, guys. Enjoy your Sunday and take care.